talk about a pile of dirt. So we are doing a roof deck, first time. So I have these tiles, they're 20 by 20 and they're hardwood. It's called Camaroo, and I've never actually worked with this species before, but it's really similar to Ipe. And actually it was a little more affordable. It saved us about $1,000 from switching from Ipe to Camaroo. And we're using it to cover this deck area. The color of the wood is totally gonna warm up the space. Right now, it's totally exposed, lots of white reflecting back, so the wood's really gonna absorb some light and make it a little softer on the eyes. We're also going to put a hot tub up here that will sit on top of the deck tiles, and then we'll also have some screening for some privacy. That's totally going to change the aesthetic of the space, bringing it from kind of blinding white into warm and welcoming. Right now I'm spacing them out to make sure that my dimensions worked. I tried to design it in a way, and that's why I picked the 20-inch tiles versus the 24, so that we didn't have to make too many cuts. Although if we did need to make cuts, you can see we just need to unscrew these supports and remove some of these, or split a board, or rip a board if we need to, and then put it back together. So it is possible, but the least cuts we have to make, the quicker it's gonna go, and the cheaper it's gonna be for our client. Here's the true test. Is it gonna fit? Probably not once I get these raised with the pillars. All right, actually, the 20-inch tiles don't work with the self-leveling pedestals. So I had to contact the manufacturer, have them send out the 24-inch wood tiles instead, because that's what pairs with the self-leveling pedestals that will allow us to get a grade that is desirable here on this deck. So the pedestals have a self-leveling head. You wanna show us how that works?
They move around like this. All four corners will get pressed down. And then when it's finally at its adjustment here, let's say it's on a slope here, put in the hex key in the middle and then twist it down. That'll press
And lock them.
this metal coupler down on top and fasten it to the bottom here to make it immovable.
Okay, immobile, yeah. Panel wall is coming together. One other thing I want to address while I'm up here is covering this AC unit. So I have these panels that I got from Out Deco, and we're going to just do a mobile screen because I don't want anything permanent, because you won't be able to get to the other sides of it. So it'll be like an L that you can like literally remove if you need to access that, but it still has lots of airflow, which is important for that.
Crane is there ready to lift it up and take it up onto the roof of the house, where we had already set up our decking and our new decorative screen around the outside for privacy. So this is the moment where it's going to come up and find its resting spot up on the deck. Should be pretty cool when it's all set and done. We've got to go back behind this section of house so they can get set down right in spot. And touchdown.
And now it's time to find the perfect color blue for this space. We've leaned into this color because the homeowner has a lot of blue accents in his house. Most people lean on the side of simple or monochromatic, which is fine. I'm looking for that slap you in the face, but still kind of subdued. You know what I mean? Anyways, we ended up selecting sophisticated teal, and I think it's the perfect blue for this space. It's just the right amount of pop. Okay, so this is our water weir or spillway. What do you think, Banjo? Doesn't care. So this is going to sit in these voids over here. We'll have one in the center. We'll have one that sits here. Just like that. We're debating how far we want it to point out or stick out. This is stainless steel. Whether we want to tuck it in a little more, which I think we do. We'll have to cut that pipe back a little bit. And then we'll just have the water spill from here, then a little bit higher and right there. So we'll have a three-way spill. So we're testing our spillway to see how much is splashing out before we finish building the wall, because it'll be easier now to adjust things if we need to. So even if we have rocks, I think it'll dissipate it, but that's probably too high. I mean, that's, yeah, I'm getting wet here. We're getting splashed out all the way to here. The gravel definitely reduces it, but we're still getting a heavy spread of water going out. So we got the stone here. It is so heavy that we've decided just to cut it in the back of my truck. Or we had to wait for more people to come, so we're just gonna go ahead and give it a go. I'm gonna cut it into they're gonna cut it into 3 sections. We want an 8-inch cap, and so it's 24 inches, so we'll have 3 pieces. Hopefully we can cut pretty straight and all of it will be usable. I'm really happy with the progress that's happened with the fountain. You can see our flamed granite on top. It has some dust on it, but the colors I think are just perfect. I was so excited that these really came together, because really this was, I think, a scrap piece of granite. I got it at Southwest Boulder and Stone, but you can see the texture, it just really picks up on our tiles. These tiles in themselves were not actually all that expensive. I had budgeted way more, and so the client had some cost savings in that because I hadn't paid for the tiles directly. You can see we have our 1/4 inch grout spacing in between, and we need to choose the grout, which I already picked. The grout can make a huge difference in the overall style of the design. If you go darker, it's going to be a little more dramatic and segmented. If you go with more neutral or try and match the colors, it kind of blends more. And then of course, if you go with white, that will bring a different sort of aesthetic altogether. Anyways, I'm really, really happy with how this is turning out. Our spillways, the center one, is a little bit more protruded, so it's going to splash out a little bit further than the 2 ones on the side. So we should be turning this on soon. So they went ahead and attached the cap. This is the stone that they cut in the back of my truck. The stucco has the scratch coat. This, I haven't picked the color out yet. We could have picked the stucco that had color in it already, but because I wanted to see all the colors come together, I just told them to stucco it with whatever, and then we'll go ahead and paint it whatever color it fits. The idea is that we have this darker accent blue or teal, whatever you want to call it. We have our neutral pattern in the center, and then we'll have the lights that shine out, the soft subtle lights that shine there. I have 2 lights that I snuck in last minute, which are down here on one side there and one there, so that'll be lighting up the front of it. And then the stucco color, I want it to be a play between this darker blue and like the lighter color, so it'll probably be like a grayish light blue, or maybe like a white. I'll wait to find out. And here's what I've been waiting for. We got this package lost in the mail, and it's been like, oh my gosh, we've been off this job for like 3 or 4 weeks now, and this poor client has been waiting for us to put these pads, these splash pads in the fountain, because this is going to dissipate the water that you can see is, it's not splashing over. I mean, it is a little bit, but just a little bit over all day long ends up being a decent amount. So he's having to refill his fountain by hand every other day or so, and that's not ideal.